CM Punk, CM Punk, best in the world, best in the world. welcome to the Scorpion Deathlock podcast. I'm Mike the Biz, and below me we have Mill Hustles. How's it going, Mill?
Question. On our last stream,
Sure.
was CM Punk still employed or had he been fired already?
When we were live on Saturday, it had just happened. So when me and Tito and CV Tech were all live on that one stream, I found out the news live, and then I believe you had messaged us the information as well. So it had already happened. So yes, this is, I guess, the post discussion of that.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So today is Monday, September the 4th. I can't believe we're already in September, and we had a crazy couple of weeks in wrestling. From All In to Bray Wyatt's death a couple of weeks ago already. I can't believe it's already. It doesn't feel that way. It's already been a couple of weeks already since he passed away almost. So Terry Funk as well, and of course the most recent breaking thing on the internet when it comes to wrestling, the OTS, the online. Whatever you want to call it, the online internet community for wrestling, the OWC that's what I meant. CM Punk getting fired by Tony Khan pre All Out. So you've been pretty verbal about this, Mill. So what are your thoughts?
Rest in peace, Terry Funk.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Bray Wyatt, and rest in peace, AEW.
Yeah. I definitely agree to a certain extent that there's going to be a drop in ratings, especially on Saturday, right? In no means do I think that AEW is going to go out of business or anything like that. For in my personal opinion, I don't know. Who knows, right? What can happen over the next year or so, right? But there's definitely a lot of people siding with what happened on Saturday with CM Punk, and I believe CM Punk is actually going to hopefully this week we'll hear some sort of statement. I think Sports Illustrated is going to be the one covering that, and apparently it's going to be a lot. So we'll see. Who knows if there's going to be any kind of lawsuit or litigation when it comes to CM Punk firing from AEW as well. So again, you've been pretty verbal about this, Mill Hustles. We didn't really we got to talk about a little bit of this on Saturday, but now what are go ahead and let's share your thoughts about the elotes today.
The cornballs.
Yeah, sure, why not?
I mean, you know what? After reading everything, and a lot of it is alleged. If it's coming from Dave Meltzer, you got to take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Keep your tongue in your mouth, by the way.
Right.
If any of this is even half true, honestly, I think it was better for Tony Khan and CM Punk to part ways. Yeah. I just, I think this was better. A lot of people are saying that CM Punk might end up in the WWE. I doubt that. I feel like after this experience in AEW, he's probably way more soured on the wrestling business than he was when he left the WWE in 2007.
It's a possibility. I'm not, I can't thoroughly agree there because I know there was there's been a lot of rumors saying that, this past December that, he kind of wanted to go back to WWE and, enter the Royal Rumble, etc., like that. Post the
maybe he'll confirm that. Maybe he'll confirm that if this interview even happens.
And just literally a few months back, also right before his actual return when he came back to Collision and whatnot. Finally, when he came back from injury, right? I think he actually went to a WWE show and he was backstage. Apparently, he talked to Triple H. He talked to a few other talents, right? And of course, they did kick him out of the building. But at the end of the day, right? He there was some sort of connection. There was some sort of communication with WWE, and I think that's something that we all kind of need to look at as well, just because. I just think it's it's something that we can't not pay attention to because maybe it's something that he had been planning to do maybe when his contract expired, right? His wife, AJ Lee, aka AJ Mendez, her contract from the WoW Women's of Wrestling or whatever it's called. Um, is done with from what I'm knowing. So who knows? She left on pretty good terms in WWE, and it would be interesting to see them both go back. Maybe not as a as a duo.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I believe that if AJ Lee was to go back to WWE,
Yeah,
like that would probably be like it would not at this time.
yeah.
But I feel like that would be like a bigger deal, just slightly, than CM Punk goes back.
Yeah, I think if anything happens, I feel like she should go first, right? Who knows if and when that'll happen? Because she's been training. You can tell, if you follow her on Instagram and social sites, you'll see they're posting pictures of her and she's in pretty good shape. She's in really good ring shape. She's never a big girl. Obviously, she was definitely a lot smaller than the other girls. I don't think people will give her enough credit for what she was doing back then. With girls that were a little bit bigger than her, but she's basically I feel like she's smaller than Selena Vega. If you guys know how small Selena Vega is, she's tiny. She compared to a lot of other talent, like girls like Bianca Belair and Charlotte, Rhea Ripley, the Hana Bomb girl over here from the Valley.
But she's way more over and charismatic than any of them.
Oh yeah, no, we know this. That's pretty obvious, right? I mean, obviously that's not a discussion. We already know this. But anyways, going back to the Punk allegations, right? So obviously there's been a lot of information going out since the firing, obviously on Saturday. So first of all, if you guys watched Collision on Saturday, it started off with Tony Khan basically saying yes, he unfortunately had to let CM Punk go, that he feared for his life, and he's never felt that way in any of the 30 years of wrestling shows that he's been going to. This isn't that right?
Yeah, because he's been going as a fan. He hasn't been 30 years backstage.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Someone posing a physical threat to you backstage is part of the wrestling business, as good or bad as that sounds.
Yeah.
I got stories about that, and I'll bring them up in a bit, but from my personal experience, have you ever had to deal with anything like that? Because I know you worked a few independent shows here and there.
Well, me personally, no, because it was still more of as a spectator, right? I was never really behind the scenes, so no, I never really worked in that sort of limelight. There was drama though, right? I feel like there's always drama when it comes to wrestling, and there's always something going on backstage, right? Whether it between talent and talent, or if it's talent and the bookers, right? I think there's a lot of drama with talent and bookers as well.
Yeah. Which is ridiculous to have drama with the booker if you're only going to be there one night.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dude, when I first joined the wrestling business, I almost got into a fight with Jim Neidhart.
Oh, wow.
Because he thought I was the guy that was supposed to be handing out the payouts, and he needed his money or something. And he started sizing me up, and I'm like, dude, first of all, I'm not the one in charge of that, okay? And second of all, I'm not even working for the promoters. I'm working for the agency that had you booked here, known as bookprowrestlers.com. Like, that's who sent me to make sure you got everywhere you needed to go. So if you're mad, you need to talk to Zach, you need to talk to Rex Rumble, or you need to talk to the whoever the fuck that guy was that was managing you at the time. And he wouldn't take it. His wife told him to calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And she actually, Ellie's a really nice person. Even though we had that little bit of an issue, I got to hang out with them pretty extensively. Of course, I lost money dealing with them, but that's okay. Like, I went out to dinner with them. I went out to breakfast with them. I got to ride around for a little bit. I mean, he was a pain in the ass to deal with. R.I.P. to him, but that's, like I said earlier, it's not a business for the faint of heart. You got to be built for that because that is a tough business. See, me, I didn't really trip off it because I was a bouncer for a long time.
Uh-huh.
So it has its similarities, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, luckily for me, like I never had to deal with any of that. You know what I mean? I mean, I've seen stuff happen, right? Like I'll just give you an example, right? So like the last event that I worked, right, and this was more of a as a sponsor than anything else, right? We have a local wrestling event where I live called South Texas WrestleFest, and the guy that puts the show together, sometimes he'll have mini events, and he'll book one or two talents to come down. So in this at this event, he had Kurt Angle come down. He had I believe it was Mark Henry, and it was it Victoria? No, it's not Victoria. It was the girl that used to never mind. It was Melina. And for whatever reason, Alberto Del Rio showed up randomly. Also, that was kind of weird. Big guy in real life, by the way. I was like, oh man, like I didn't realize how like big of a guy he is in person, but man, he's a big guy. He's tall. But anyways, there was a little bit of drama going on with Mark Henry. So as far as the event guy, I'm not going to name any names, right? But he's the guy that brought the people down, and he came up to us and he was telling us, "Hey, man, dude, Mark Henry's fucking pissed off." And I'm like, "Why? What's going on?" He's like, "He wants more money." You know what I mean? And he's saying like something that he wants more than what that we agreed on, and this and that. Even though Henry was already there and he was already
like I would have said, "You're already here, dude. What the fuck?"
Exactly. So
the thing about wrestlers is that you got to sometimes you got to be a little more coarse with them because otherwise they're going to they're going to walk all over you.
Yeah. So in this case, there was a little bit of an issue because, as a sponsor of the event, me and my buddies would, I think chip in and pay the guy about $500 so that we can do some interviews with the talent that's coming. Right. So, we were able to interview Kurt Angle, no issue. We were able to interview Melina, no issue. But then when it came to, getting to Mark Henry's table, right, there was a little bit of, animosity, but luckily, he finally said, okay, yeah, let's do it. Right. But, it was a little complicated, man. And I was just like, oh, damn. Like, I didn't even want to get near this guy, man, because he's huge. And at the time, I think his son was there also. I don't know if you've seen Mark Henry's son, but he's a big boy. He's a big boy.
I never have.
Yeah, no. So yeah, think of.
Dude, it's always. Yeah, it's always some shit like that.
Yeah, no.
Big kid, go ahead.
No, he's a big kid though. So, anyways, and of course he had his entourage there. Whoever he was there with. So, luckily we got the interview. There was no major issues or heat with us, right? But afterwards, my buddy was like, "Man, dude, I'm never gonna book Mark Henry again." Basically,
I don't blame him.
Yeah,
I don't blame him. I mean, that event that I was telling you about, Jim Neidhart.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Buff Bagwell was there. Abyss from TNA was there.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Andrews was there, who's worked as an extra a few times.
Yeah.
Mark Andrews was the guy that dressed up like a female, and they said he was Bobby Lashley's sister. Yeah. That whole ridiculous angle. And Carlito was supposed to show up.
Oh, wow.
He never showed up, though.
Yeah, we did an event with Carlito. He was cool. He was nice to meet or whatever. I was the guy behind the camera during that, and then when I jumped in for the picture, he's like, "Who's this guy?" Like he was real ass about it. But no, he was just kidding though. But anyways, yeah. So going back to CM Punk, man, my thoughts on this personally are I definitely don't think it was the right decision on Tony Khan because like what you were saying earlier, like this is the wrestling business, and the shit happens all the time, right? Like fucking Bret Hart punched Vince McMahon, dude, and he knocked his ass out. You know what I mean? And nobody went to jail that night. That's what I always like to say, right? And there was I think a post with Vince Russo or somebody. I don't remember if it was Vince Russo or somebody, but they were posting about Luna Vachon. I don't know if you the late Luna. If you're familiar.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. I don't know. There was an incident backstage with her, and and he was just saying, "Damn, that's just another fucking day at in wrestling, that's really nothing. It was really nothing, but she went in.
What? Mm-hmm. Vince Russo is another guy, and I know Vince.
Yeah.
I know Vince well. I worked on his website for a while.
Oh wow.
He's someone I consider not a close friend, but we're cool. Like, if I email him his personal email, he always responds to me. But he's another guy that was a little too nice for the wrestling business. The difference is that because of all the success he's had and during the Attitude Era, Vince had his back.
Yeah.
But they were burying the fuck out of him when he was there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What the hell?
And there was a few times that, that he almost got his ass kicked, and he said that himself. Including by Luna, Shawn Michaels, and them,
Mm-hmm.
When he went to WCW, there was no more Vince.
Oh yeah.
Come on, Eric Bischoff. I like Eric and all, but I wouldn't trust him to have my back more than Vince.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. He ain't the one signing the checks either way.
Yeah, he's just the executive producer. He don't own the company.
Oh yeah. So, anyways, going back, it's just been kind of a crazy weekend, man. All the reports that are happening, right? All these rumors, and at the end of the day, right? It's TK's company, so he can do whatever the hell he wants. He can fire whoever he wants. He can let go. I mean, a lot of people are saying, okay, like he finally manned up and he did what he needed to do and he let Punk go, right? And other people are going to argue against it, right? Me personally, like, just like you said at the beginning, you think it was time for both of them to part ways. So for me, it's just like I think it is a little bit of a mistake because I think CM Punk was one of their top draws. Maybe he wasn't in recent weeks because they stuck him on a Saturday show that no one fucking watches. But if he was on Dynamite every week, I guarantee there was going to be
not only my bad.
Yeah, no, I was going to say the ratings are going to spike. You're probably going to get over 1 million viewers every Wednesday on Dynamite. With Punk on there, but I don't know why. Go ahead.
The thing about it is that when that's popsicle, bro.
You're eating a popsicle?
Yeah.
You're eating a CM Punk popsicle?
Yeah, an ice cream bar. Okay. No, the problem, this is the thing, okay? You got CM Punk on a show, and when he gets on there, the rating is obviously going to go up.
Yeah.
But it doesn't help when the rest of the show sucks.
Yeah.
And eventually, people are going to be like, like they'll either watch for CM Punk or they'll see who his opponent is. They're like, nah, I'm not watching this shit. That's how it is, And I just can't believe that the Young Bucks went around parading the ring like, some little 3-year-old girls that just got told, hey, kids, we're going to Baskin Robbins. You know what I mean? It's just crazy.
No, I saw the video on that, and I was just like, "Wow, they're really, they're really skipping around the ring, like, like if this is a victory dance for them, right?"
If I was Tony Khan, I would have told them, like, "What the fuck are y'all doing?" First of all, yes, he's gone. I know y'all are happy, but he moved the needle. You don't.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone fucking watched All In so that they can see the fucking Young Bucks. That's for sure. I mean, I definitely didn't watch All Out on Sunday so I can see the fucking 8-man tag with, FTR and the Young Bucks. That was just a fucking nasty ass spot fest that I didn't really care to see. And, kudos to Bullet Club Gold for winning that match. They're putting over, those guys, even though like really they're not very interesting to watch either. Right? At least we're not right now. I think that
I really only watch for Jay White. I think he's okay. I think he has potential, but
he's solid in the ring. I'm trying to like him, right? I don't really care for Rock Hard Juice Robinson, and as far as the Ass Boys or whatever you want to call them, the Guns, Billy Gunn's kids, I think they're still a little. They still got lots of ways to go. At least they have the look now, I guess, right? At the beginning, I don't think they had the look. Now they're kind of they're trying to get into that heel.
Okay. Gin, Juice, whatever the hell his name is. I couldn't identify him if he had a piece against my head. I have no idea. I've heard the name. I have no idea what he looks like.
You're talking about Juice Robinson?
Yeah.
Well, the only way you're going to recognize him is if you see his hot ass wife standing next to him, which is Tony Storm. So.
Okay.
Tony Storm. And do you know who Tony Storm is, right?
I do.
Okay, making sure. I was about to pull up
It's someone that whenever she was on my television, I'd go to the restroom or change the channel.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say I think we all know who Tony Storm. Tony Storm is.
Hey, non-audience, you want me to be filtered tonight, or you want me to be completely unfiltered?
Yeah, we definitely should. I want to try to see if I can pop up a picture of her, Tony Storm, just so that we know who the one wearing the pants in the relationship is over here. No, I can't find anything. I can't find anything recent. You know, I like the way that they're doing her new hair. She has like her hair kind of like, kind of Marilyn Monroe-ish type hair, but I think it looks a lot nicer than like how she had it before. Because before she was just kind of like a, like a punk rock chick or whatever, rock chick, and now she's kind of going with that classier look. So, anyways, give me a second because I gotta let my fucking dog in really quick. 1 second. Go ahead and keep talking. I was like, did you just stay silent?
Oh yeah, I waited. Nah, man. The problem is that CM Punk was a nice shiny bar of soap on a big pile of shit. Regardless of how you pick up the bar of soap, you're gonna have a little shit on it.
Yeah, and the thing about that is, the shit are the elotes, in my opinion, right? Not so much the company itself. I don't really want to bash the company because, I mean, I do watch AEW, right? But the shit, are those guys that really didn't, and it stems out from what happened last year, right? We all know that CM Punk is not an easy person to work with, right? A lot of people, even before him coming back to the WWE or to AEW and coming back to wrestling in general, there was wrestlers or people out there saying, hey, he wasn't, a nice guy backstage or this and that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, all right. But, I genuinely think that he was doing his fucking best to, after the brawl out incident, to make things better. And the other fucking party were the ones that were, dipping, ducking, and dodging, and just doing everything they could to kind of just avoid the situation. When apparently, even before All In, there was supposed to be an alleged meeting between CM Punk and the Elite to bury the hatchet, and it just never fucking happened. Apparently, the Elite canceled that meeting. And it, it just goes to show, right? Punk,
because they didn't tell them, why are you canceling? No, we need to have this meeting.
Yeah, like TK threw some balls and said, if you guys don't show up to this meeting, there's going to be some sort of repercussions. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Whether
the thing about it is that CM Punk, once they opened that Pandora's box and he did that promo with Cole Cabana when he left the WWE,
yeah,
I think that sounded like a whole lot of pent-up anger for years.
Yeah.
And that's why he was gone from wrestling for so long, like, 7 years or something. And his tolerance for bullshit is much, much lower now. Mm-hmm. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Tony Khan, if CM Punk felt a little weight off his shoulders, like, look, fuck them. I don't have to deal with these assholes no more. Let them, keep costing Tony Khan massive amounts of money every year. They're not worth, and they shouldn't even be on national TV like that.
Yeah,
and it's just crazy, man.
Yeah, and my take on it is, it's like, okay, like, you're choosing guys that are, first of all, they're probably more injury prone than CM Punk was, right? The Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, all of them have been injured at some point, having been out extensively. If one of those guys is out on the tag team, then both of them are going to be out, because no one wants to fucking see Matt or Nick Jackson wrestle in singles competition, because they can't fucking do it. How many matches have you seen them in singles competition? Not fucking once in the fucking 5 years that they've been there in AEW have you seen Matt or Nick Jackson do any type of singles competition. So they're not worth anything to me, honestly.
When they do the singles matches, both of them are there, one outside, one in the ring.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, and one needs to be there for the other. They're like holding their fucking hand, or they're holding each other's dicks, or something like that.
Yeah, if that was
So
true about that meeting, Tony Khan should have pushed the issue. Like at this point, Tony, you just need to have yourself a muscle there. And it's supposed to be Christopher Daniels, but he's obviously not doing his fucking job. And not only that, you need a booker because your show just gets keep getting worse and worse and worse. Like I used to like watching, AEW here and there just because there was an alternative, but now it's just fucking what the fuck am I watching? I'd rather watch 3 hours of Raw in 2015, which was boring as fuck, than this bullshit.
yeah, no, for reals, dude. Like I'd rather go back and watch like fucking like I don't know, Sunday Night Heat or Saturday Night Velocity from like the early 2000s. Just
That's better shit.
going, dude.
I actually enjoyed those shows because they had a lot of developmental talent on them. But oh
Yeah.
my god, man.
Yeah.
Did you see that clip I sent you of Kenny Omega drinking a Pepsi?
No, if you want, I can go play that right now, though. On
Apparently, that was him like making a mockery of CM Punk. I don't know when that was shot, but who knows, man.
it's fucking dumb, like, and that's because, from what I heard, Kenny Omega was really the only one that really wanted to kind of bury the hatchet with CM Punk and everything that was going on. I mean, there had been more than one interview with him and stating he's like, yeah, like I want to put this behind us, but obviously not.
That's a money feud right there. I mean, Kenny Omega is not nearly as over as CM Punk is by miles, but at least with the Japanese fans, they could have brought a bigger audience.
Just imagine what that would have did for Kenny Omega, though, if there was some sort of like CM Punk and Omega feud. Like, I definitely would have enjoyed watching that. And yes, maybe it might have not been the 5-star match because obviously Punk is way past his prime, right? And I don't think that he could go as long as Omega can. Obviously, those hour-long.
Omega's starting to slow down too.
Yeah, I mean, he's being booked to lose, and I don't know what's going on there. Like if he lost his match to Takeshita or whatever that guy's name is, the little Asian guy. Oh, he's not really little. He's probably one of the bigger Asian guys. Honestly, he's like 6'2", 250 pounds probably. But anyways, yeah, I mean, who knows? Like, I mean, there was an endless list of possibilities that Punk could have drawn and given for AEW, and it's like, well. Now that's gone. So, again, TK, I guess he did what he had to do, and I don't hate him for it, right? I think it was just kind of sudden and abrupt, right? Especially with the investigation committee. We all know who the investigation committee was on that.
Oh, Jesus.
How's it going on your end? You okay?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, so for me, it's like, damn, like I'm just disappointed because CM Punk is was one of the guys that I actually kind of genuinely enjoyed watching him, feud with guys like MJF or guys like Ricky Starks. He made the show kind of bearable to watch when it came to Collision because I don't really like now that Punk's not there. They're going to throw Bryan Danielson as the head of Collision. He's going to kind of try to be the main draw for that show now. But it's like, bro, like you're throwing a guy.
I'm not even booking him right.
But you're throwing a guy. You're throwing a guy like Bryan Danielson, a guy that's just coming back off from injury, who just he probably still has a broken arm. And he even said during the media scrum last night, he's like, I did not throw one punch with my bad arm, and he's like, I bet you nobody noticed that. like he was being serious. Like he's like, he didn't throw a punch with his bad arm, and they were throwing up smoke and fog and whatever to kind of deflect.
That's the thing that this booking is so bad. Mm-hmm. Like you and a guy like Bryan Danielson, Sting, Christian Cage.
Yeah,
but it's just I don't want to watch them.
Yeah,
and, Tony needs to understand that there's a way to book things, not like you're playing a video game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's been some good moments in AEW, but it's just, like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? I mean, look, O'Brien is a big, big, big name. The night he appeared with Adam Cole when he debuted, that was a pretty big deal. Look at Adam Cole. Adam Cole had a massive career in NXT. He goes to AEW and he starts doing the same bullshit that the Young Bucks do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean it's quite annoying to be honest, and like I really enjoyed when Adam Cole first debuted, but now it's just like I don't really give a shit what's happening with him and MJF, the whole best friend angle. People are saying, "Oh, it's the best story, brotherhood, whatever." Like this is literally the third or fourth time that MJF pulls this story off. It's the same fucking story that they've been doing with MJF. Trying to make a friend and this and that. The only thing is that now it's kind of stuck with him and Adam Cole a little bit longer than it has with the other guys like Chris Jericho, guys like Sammy Guevara. Forget the other fucking guy. I know there was like one more guy I think that he was trying to be like best friends with, and no one really gave a shit. Of course, his MJF feud with CM Punk was pretty on par. I wish I could go and fucking air the promos that they had with each other, though, because those were fucking gold, man.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes was the first one he did that with.
Yeah. So that makes sense because they're best friends in real life, and MJF doesn't hesitate to continue to say like, oh, that Tony Khan better be throwing that that 7-figure number in his face.
2024 is right around the corner.
I don't think WWE would pay that much for MJF if I could be 100% honest with you. They just wouldn't, and that's because they have too many stars that are in those figures already, right? You have guys like Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins is probably getting paid more than $1 million a year. Brock Lesnar, obviously Brock Lesnar, even though he only shows up like 5 times out of the year, he's getting paid he's probably like the second top paid guy in the company.
And right Seth Rollins, if we're quite honest, is overpaid because he's not that valuable to me.
Yeah,
he's so bland. Like you remember the little video I sent you, bland, BLANDE, rice, plain white rice.
Yeah,
like. I don't know if he would pay MJF what he's like that much, but I think that it will create a lot of leverage to the point where TK will have to up the ante. But that would be great to see him in the WWE.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of rumors going around right now because Survivor Series is in Chicago this year. And even if there is some sort of like non-compete clause, like I don't know how that works, especially if you get fired right now. If you just leave, if you request your release and blah 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 blah, okay, you have to wait 90 days.
It might be the same situation. Like I'm sure Tony Khan is still paying him.
Yeah.
Now, if the contract was completely null and voided, then I don't think there will be a non-compete. But it all depends on the paperwork. We haven't seen the contract. There might be a non-compete clause. In the past, I've known, based off how talent-friendly Tony Khan is, he might not have one.
I mean, you never know. I think
I don't have my hopes up for him to show up at the Survivor Series. Yeah. I mean, how many years was there rumors that Steen was going to show up, and he never showed up, and then he showed up?
Yeah. Well, it's one of those deals now where it's like, okay, it's going to give WWE a lot more leverage, in my personal opinion. And I know, like right now, from what I'm reading, like Vince McMahon is not. It's not going to be his decision. Apparently, apparently it's going to be Triple H and Nick Khan's decision if that were the case, right? And I just think if they were smart, they would do it. Give him a 1-year contract, right? Let's see how it fucking goes. Like give him a couple $1 million. Say, hey, we're going to sign you for just 1 year. And,
for a year, just work. Rumble, WrestleMania, Survivor Series. Tell him we'll put him in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. Shit like that,
Yeah, I mean, basic stuff. Throw him in the Hall of Fame, like you said, or have him do like one final run. He doesn't have to win a WWE title or anything like that. I don't think there's
that was special on him on Peacock, A&E, maybe even a limited edition DVD or something. You throw money at him and you'll get it back. It's a good investment. If I was the WWE, I'd be trying to stop that Sports Illustrated. I would be trying to stop that interview from happening, and I would try to get CM Punk to do it like with Stone Cold or something. Like, hey, nah, fuck
Right.
that. Let's get some more subscribers for Peacock.
Yeah, let's bring him into the Stone Cold podcast. That's a good fucking idea, actually. Or just have them. I mean, WWE does have their own podcast on YouTube now, right? They have like the bump with what's his face, or what is it, After the Bell? With fucking Corey Graves and that. The commentary guy on SmackDown. I forget his name, Kevin Patrick or whatever his name is. Something to that extent, or just have like some sort of like backstage interview with fucking Michael Cole. One of those sit down interviews that they like to do every now and then, and split it into like specific segments.
I mean, TK should honestly try to be the new Mr. McMahon, and I think he is, but like without the balls, without the grapefruits as he calls it, without the family jewels, and he's doing it inadvertently.
I mean, it is what it is.
Did you watch the media scrum at all? I watched a little bit of it.
I watched it, yeah. I mean, there was...
They're so long-winded. Jesus Christ, dude. Get to the point.
Yeah, it was long.
About Sonny Kiss. Like, he just went on and on and on about how great he was. Like, nah, we didn't renew him. We all had nothing for him at this time.
Yeah, no, and a lot of those OG, fucking AEW talents, they're gonna get let go, man, because now that CM Punk's gone, if TK doesn't have to pay out the rest of CM Punk's contract because of like the legality issues of him being fired, which I'm hearing he might not get paid, right? Apparently he had like a $5 million contract with AEW. If he doesn't have to pay him, then he's gonna have more money to bring in more talent, right? We saw at All Out they brought in Lana. Lana Rusev's Miro's wife, right? I don't know what the fuck they're doing with that angle exactly, but it's one of those cases where it's like, okay, who else can he bring in now? Obviously, Will Ospreay, his contract from New Japan goes up in January, so most likely we're going to see him early next year. But
I couldn't tell Will Ospreay and Orange Cassidy apart. Like, I'm like, who are you? I don't know. I like Lana, but I feel like this. I don't know where this angle's going, but based off what I've seen from the start, it's like another WWE thing where he's having problems with his wife.
Yep.
And Rusev, man. That's a monster, and he's another victim of Tony Khan's shitty booking. I mean, the guy's on TV once every 5 months.
Yeah.
Hell, I bet you he's happy as hell. Hey, I only have to work half of the year, and I still get paid.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's true, but at the same time, if you are a talent that wants to be used and utilized, I wouldn't be surprised if he's frustrated backstage, and I wouldn't be surprised if they don't renew their contracts. Honestly, right? I mean. I don't know if WWE would ever take him back later on down the road, right? But I don't know. Both shows just have so much fucking talent now, and with Endeavor's closure on the WWE deal coming up within the next couple of weeks already, a lot of people are speculating that there's going to be talent let go from WWE. Not just talent, but of course, personnel, people backstage, people that have specific roles, right? But I'd be interested to see who's going to get let go in the company, right? And I don't know.
We should do a stream where we go through the entire WWE roster and say who we keep and who would let go.
Yeah, we can do that one of these days. I think I need to check out WWE.com. I think they have like an active roster list, but I think there's several talents on there that we never see, and they're just not showing or utilizing, and they're probably gonna let some of these talents go. So I would say at least 10 to 15 wrestlers are gonna get let go, and that's on all brands, right? You know what I mean? Like Raw, SmackDown, NXT also. Who, I mean, I don't know how much they're paying these developmental wrestlers.
I've heard it's under six figures.
Yeah, I think they're getting paid like $75K or something like that.
But they're also living in Orlando. I think they're getting a stipend on top of their salary for expenses.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I just hope that they don't let go. What's her name in NXT? The girl from Laredo.
Oh, I was gonna say Ruby Soho. No, that's not it. You're talking about Roxanne Perez, or you're talking about Cora Jade.
Roxanne.
Okay.
I've met her, very, very, very nice girl, and she works hard. If they were to let her go,
Well, she was the NXT Women's Champion for like a minute, and then she lost. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if there was some concerning health issues with that. I don't really follow NXT anymore to really know. I just remember seeing a clip of her like collapsing. I don't know if that was just a story. They had her drop the title, right? And then I don't know what she's doing now. Or NXT in general. It's not a show I really watch or care to watch anymore. It's just not the
like
same.
you remember a couple years ago, all the budget cuts where they were just letting people go left and right. Yep, same thing's going to happen again. They're going to let go the same people. You'll see.
Yeah.
A lot of the people that were let go, they're going to get let go again.
Yeah, like we'll see Jinder Mahal go, right? Sorry, Jinder, even though there's some sort of Indian tour coming up.
I don't know why they're not using him. Jinder Mahal is a great worker. He can wrestle. He can talk. He could be a great heel. They should turn him babyface. I'm sure he'd get pretty over. He's a nice guy in real life. That would be stupid to let him go, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when he came back, when he had his WWE title run, I was a fan. Like, a lot of people hate Jinder Mahal, right? But it's like, dude, like you're looking at a guy like who got fired from the company. He came back, the guy fucking chiseled out whether he's on roids or not. Like, he looked fucking great,
It's like Drew McIntyre. When they let him go, he went out, he matured, reinvented himself, and came back, and look at where he's at now. The same thing with Cody Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
When Cody Rhodes left, he was Stardust.
Yeah, luckily Cody didn't have to go to
He used to make that noise all the time that he was making.
Stardust. I love the whole Stardust angle, by the way. Every now and then he'll do the cartwheel in stage, or on in the ring, just to play mockery at it, because I mean that is a part of his past. And Cody Rhodes is a guy that, even though he may have hated it, he still did it, right? So it's like,
of course, you're getting paid.
Yeah, he's getting paid.
If I was a pro wrestler, I wouldn't care if I lost every single match. Are you paying me well? Oh, yes, sir. We're going to pay you well. Let's do it. I don't care.
Yeah, and I think for him, originally, the first time he left, it was, it wasn't a money issue. I think it was just, he was really just genuinely not happy.
Yeah, he didn't like creative.
Yeah, because he was getting paid good money. The guy had just gotten married to Brandy. You know what I mean? And
but not only that, though, it's like a job. It's like some people will be there for decades, and some people will be there a couple of years. It's like, you know what? Maybe it's time for me I need to get a change, and if everything works out, I'll come back in the future and be even better. You can usually tell when, you've overstayed your welcome.
Yeah, and I think that should happen now. Like, a lot of people should just let their contracts expire, or WWE shouldn't be so exclusive when offering contract extensions, right? Because there's probably a few talents there that could have left the company and been very successful elsewhere, and they just decided to stay, right? They're more comfortable with just with that consistent paycheck and just doing their thing. Some people are just happy being mid or lower card guys, and they don't really care. Look at a guy like Dolph Ziggler, for instance, right? Won the world title a couple times, multi-time IC champion, multi-time tag champion. He's basically done it all in the company. He's a Grand Slam champion, but
yeah, look at the Miz.
What are they doing with them, right?
Yeah, look at the Miz. It's like I don't know. I mean, look at on the other side of the coin. If you could be world champion, take it. Especially if I was offered the chance to be a WWE champ, not a Universal champion, not a world heavyweight champion. I mean, the actual WWE champion. Mm-hmm. I would take it. You know why? Because that's going to cement my legacy in wrestling. And if I leave, I'm going to have bookings for the rest of my life.
Yep.
Autograph signings, indie appearances based off of me holding that title.
Oh, yeah. Yep, I agree. So, I mean, it is what it is. But, I guess we'll see what happens as far as the whole Endeavor thing goes. I'm kind of interested to see who's going to get released, and you never know.
I think if they let Vince go, which I doubt they'll do.
Yeah, no, they're not going to let.
It's the thing. Endeavor, they're there to make money. They're not there to be like, okay, who's wrestling who tonight? They don't give a fuck about that.
Yep.
They won't care about that until they're going to look at the ratings. They're going to look at the revenue. They're not going to ask, what match is causing this? Why is the booking so bad?
Yep.
I mean, when they were looking and wondering why Raw was having so many changes, that's probably because someone got in their ear. But they're like, okay, well, money hasn't slowed down, so they probably dropped it.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and you got to remember when these people criticize these wrestling companies that are making money, it's from a fan perspective. Always.
Yeah.
It's always from a fan's perspective.
Perspective.
That's close enough. Tomato, tomato, potato, potato.
Yeah.
All elite wrestling, all elote wrestling.
Oh my god. I don't know.
You know what's funny is that I thought I was the one that thought that up, but it turns out other people have thought that.
Oh yeah. When you said that, I think there was somebody that I don't know if I sent you the screenshot. There was someone in the fucking crowd at AEW that said all elote wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if I sent that to you or if you had sent that to me or whatever.
I think I've seen it. I think I sent that to you.
Yeah, you might have sent it to me. I was like, oh my god, like this is the dumbest shit I've ever fucking seen. You know what I mean? I thought that was hilarious. But at the end of the day, both companies are gonna make money. Tony Khan is gonna make money. Vince McMahon is gonna make a lot of money. It's gonna be one of those deals where Tony Khan's gonna try to be chasing him, and he can chase him until fucking Vince dies, right? Vince is gonna die, and the company and WWE is still gonna outperform AEW in all aspects.
AEW would have started in 1997, 98, 99. That's another story because wrestling was mega, mega white hot.
Oh yeah.
I mean, indie shows were all getting sold out because wrestling was so popular.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's still a niche product. There's a lot of places to work at now, which is always good for the boys. But oh my. It's just honestly, like thinking about it, just makes me mad.
Yeah,
like come on, Tony, like Jesus Christ, like for every explanation you have for letting CM Punk go, there's an alternate fact that's like, why did you do it? Why did you do it like this? Like, I felt threatened. Well, why didn't you force the sit down with the elite? That's another thing that could have all been prevented.
Mm-hmm.
We could have had a meeting after that because this imagine getting fired over Jungle Boy. Over Jungle Boy.
Of all fucking people, right? Who would have thought?
Exactly. If this would have been Kenny Omega, MJF, that's understandable because those guys are kind of close to his level in popularity, but come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could. They may have to pay him because, it depends on what the clauses were.
Yeah.
Because most wrestling companies put a lot of loopholes in contracts that
get him out of that. And that's why Tony Khan said the reason was for cause. The reason they fired CM Punk was for cause. So that word cause that might be in the contract saying like, oh, we fired you because of cause, then we don't have to fucking pay you. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not I'm sure CM Punk has his lawyers or his manager, agent, whoever the hell.
Look, I don't care how much money Tony Khan has. Money runs out if you don't spend it right. And he's not spending it right with a lot of that talent, with that booking that he's doing, that abysmal booking. Yep. It runs out. Hell, Vince, during 97, when he was getting his ass kicked by WCW, considered going back to being a regional promotion, running shows only in the East Coast. That's how bad things got. That could happen to AEW. His dad might be a billionaire. His dad's worth like $6 or $7 billion. That is not a lot of money when it comes to running a promotion on this level. I know TNT. I know he was paying TNT at first, and now TNT is paying him. I guess those numbers are good for them. If you have the highest rated show on a network and your ratings are still super low, it's crazy. And a lot of the old heads are like, They get mad when people say, "Oh, we're watching on our phones. We're not watching on TV."
Mhm.
Nielsen counts streams. Nielsen counts television. I mean, cable, satellite. So when you use an app like what's an app to watch premium television? YouTube TV, Sling, Nielsen counts all of that.
I think Hulu also has like live, live some sort of live feature. I don't have it specifically, but I think
Yeah, but that all counts. They all count that.
yeah,
It's not because they're watching on their phones. The product sucks.
yeah. I'm watching on my phone with the Spectrum TV app over here.
Yeah.
Anyways, we have Gaming with KK saying hi. What's up, Gaming with KK? Thanks for joining in. Thanks, Borganta, for joining in. Go ahead and make your comments on the chats and give us your opinion on the whole CM Punk firing. I'm going back to my ground here, saying that I don't necessarily agree with it, but it is TK's company, right? I don't think they're going to be better off without CM Punk, though. Unfortunately, right? I think he was still their top T-shirt seller. Obviously, the Chicago arenas are just not going to do what they did with CM Punk when CM Punk was there.
They're not going to be there for. He's trying to book Chicago for next year's All Out, but he mentioned that somebody else is going to be in that arena, and it sounds like it might be the WWE because he would not say their name. He doesn't really say their name anymore.
Of course he won't, right? And that's okay. It is what it is because he thinks he's viable competition. He's viable competition in the UK. Like, what's the population in the UK?
The only way that Tony Khan, and we can't deny this, he is competition to the WWE in the sense, especially when they first launched, in the sense that wrestlers were like, "Oh, well, I just want to go. I want to go work here." And WWE was like, "Well, shit, we're losing all these wrestlers to this new company. Maybe we should start offering them better contracts." And then when they seen the bullshit that they were putting out, they were like, "Oh, we're not scared no more."
Pretty much, yeah.
Triple H is right. They are a piss and company.
Oh yeah. Well, look, there we go. We got Nightbot in the house finally. What's going on, Nightbot? Finally, follow us on Twitter. Even though Twitter doesn't exist anymore, follow us on Instagram. Follow Mill Hustles at millhustles.com over here as well. Damn, I wish Tito was in here, man, because I would still really like to hear his thoughts on it. Because I think he posted a tweet earlier, actually.
Yeah, it was good, but
yeah, let me go back in. Let me see if I can go find that really quick, just because I know he had posted something on that, and I was like, that's a pretty good point. And whatever he had said.
How do you expect an employee to react when their boss won't do anything when someone's fucking with them? We got to look at that too.
Yeah. So apparently, there was allegations that there was. I don't know. Apparently, Jack Perry was in on it, with the Young Bucks, and there was some sort of plan to piss off Punk so that he could basically just have another incident like he had at All In, right? So the whole driving situation, first of all, where he couldn't get a fucking cab or whatever to the stadium or to his hotel, wherever he was. I don't even know.
Well, apparently he wasn't the only one that happened to.
Yeah, so TK just did a shitty job, getting the talent to England and whatnot. Let's see what Borganta says. If CM Punk acted in self-defense, it would be easy to prove the termination to be wrongful, which he would force them to pay for breach of contract. Again, I don't know. Apparently, everything was recorded, by the way. So there's video of whatever happening. I don't know. Maybe that video will be shown one day. Maybe it won't be, obviously, for legal issues. Because
it'll probably get leaked if they go to court. Somebody will sneak a phone in there or something.
Yeah, you never know.
They can get past the metal detector. Because I know some courthouses don't let you bring your phone in at all.
Oh yeah.
Like I've been to courthouses that made me take my phone back to my car.
Oh wow, that's interesting. Luckily, last time I had jury duty, I didn't have to deal with that. So they
jury duty, they allowed to have our. They let us bring our phone. We just had to have the slip. But like, if you want to go there for a general inquiry, like I went to get a permit.
Oh, okay.
They said no, you can't bring your phone.
Pretty crazy. Which it's funny that they do that shit like that, because first of all, it's public property. Like you can, I mean, I don't see what's wrong with being in there with your phone or anything like that, unless you're like literally trying to record. Which I don't know, like it is what it is. But still, whatever. I guess I don't know. I'm just kind of ranting at this point.
CM Punk acted in self-defense.
CM Punk, yeah. CM Punk was defending himself. Fucking Tony Khan threw himself at I don't know if you saw the video that I sent yesterday of like Facebook Watch. It was like a little video game, and it was TK versus CM Punk, and TK was like kicking CM Punk's ass.
Yeah, I saw that.
I wonder if I can find that or not. That's freaking hilarious. Let me see if I can go back to the messages and find that really quick, just because I thought that was freaking hilarious. And I want to play that for everybody here. Let's see. Facebook Watch. Oh, here it is. I found it. Let's see if it opens up on Facebook really quick. Just to give the fans some laughs here. Hold on. Can I pause this? What the hell? All right, hold on. We're going to go back really quick. Let me do stop sharing there. And let me do another screen share really quick. How are you on battery, by the way, Mills?
I'm good.
You're good.
I'm about to roll in a bit because I got to get up early anyways.
All right, let's see if I can full screen this or not. Let's play this for the fans here. Look at the TK. Can you see or no?
Yep. I mean, if TK would have acted like that, if he would have actually acted like that backstage, we wouldn't be going through this crap.
Yep. If he would have just been a boss and fucking told CM Punk, hey, you need to go sit the fuck down and calm your ass down right now.
You guys are there to work, not you. The worst thing that Tony Khan could do is try to be friends with the talent. And I get it. Some promoters and talents, do become friendly, but to go to the strip club with them, to drink with them, they're gonna walk all over you. Like they don't know wrestlers. Wrestlers are there to put themselves over, to get ahead of the expense of others.
And make money, man. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I genuinely think that, CM Punk was there for a good cause, though. Not the whole backstage drama, but, I really thought that, that he went back so that he can help, younger talent.
Is that Fire Pro Wrestling?
And be a mentor. What's that?
Is that the game Fire Pro Wrestling?
I have no clue. I just saw the video on Facebook, and it's just a loop. They're just showing the loop. I have no clue what fucking.
I think it is.
It looks hilarious.
I think that's Fire Pro Wrestling. Because Fire is like super customizable.
Yeah. So in this case, obviously, if TK would have did this in the first place, all TK had to do at Brawl Out was cover fucking CM Punk's mic, said, hey, let's save this for something not on camera, and just fucking give him a dead stare. All you have to do is fucking look him in the eye, dude, and say, hey, not right now. Let's talk about this after after this, but not right now. That's all you have to fucking say. That's all you have to fucking say. And like now that'll be like one of the most infamous like post fucking pay-per-view interviews ever because of what happened.
I hope. Here's the thing. Like you're saying that CM Punk's supposed to give a really explosive interview, but we don't know what that contract says. Maybe there's a clause not to badmouth AEW for X amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking things into existence doesn't always bring them into existence, and that's another thing that I'm not putting my hopes up to. Hell, CM Punk, I'd be like, nah, I'm not going to talk about it. I just want to forget about it.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe he's just going to say, hey, I'm sorry for what happened, and I'm going to move on from AEW, and I'm sorry it didn't work out.
He should never apologize. No, hell no. I would never apologize because of the Lotus.
Well, you never know. There might be some sort of formal statement that he gives where he's just like, hey, I'm sorry that it happened. I'm not sorry that it happened, but I'm sorry that it happened. You know what I mean? Something to that extent, right? But at the end of the day, I feel like this isn't going to end. There is going to try. I feel like there is going to be some sort of like I don't know if there's going to be a legal battle. I mean, who knows? I'm sure TK has very good lawyers. The guys
Garganta said CM Punk may be able to cite a hostile lawsuit. I can't see his whole message. All I see is hostile work environment. He can absolutely claim a hostile work environment, because you got to remember that that these guys are not even they're not independent contractors. Tony Khan himself said they're employees.
Oh, there you go. It's not like WWE where they're not, independently contracted stars. Oh man, it's just been an interesting couple of weeks in wrestling, man, and I think it's just funny that even if CM Punk's not, now that he's not a part of the company anymore, that he's still going to be the talk of the wrestling community, at least for a little bit, right? And I know you say that he's not probably going to come to WWE and that he might not come back to wrestling, but I think that that's going to happen. I think he will come back to WWE in some sort of fashion. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe they'll bring back.
I just don't think it's going to happen in 2 months.
Oh yeah. Well, you never know. I don't know. Again, maybe there's some sort of 90-day.
That would be a miracle. That would be a miracle. If that happened, I'll see pigs literally flying in the air.
I would just be laughing because I mean, it is like I would not think that I mean, it's like a 50-50 thing. WWE is either going to do it or they're not. But it's like it would just be shocking.
And if that was to happen miraculously, I know for a fact that Vince will have a long talk with Punk to find out what the fuck happened. Like, I know it's another company, but I'm sure Vince wants to be like, hey, what do we have to do to make sure something like this doesn't happen over here? And he will have that talk with CM Punk, because CM Punk is someone that moved the needle and made a lot of money for him as well.
Yeah, and I don't think that they forget that either. There was a lot of very good feuds that CM Punk had, towards the last couple of years of his career in that company. And yes, again, he left with a sour taste in his mouth. More on CM Punk than WWE, I believe. And I think there's even been interviews with Vince McMahon.
I mean, Vince has apologized for letting him go the way he did.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though, is that when CM Punk left, his main complaint is he was being overworked and not being able to properly heal, which is understandable. But he wasn't getting trolled left and right by a bunch of jabronis.
Yep. Very true. And, again, even CM Punk has stated even during his time in AEW that, he'll never, not take care of his injuries now going forward for in his career. Like, he doesn't give a shit which company he's working for. So good for him.
You have a mark like Tony Khan, who books like he's playing a video game. Oh, that's okay, I'll just find somebody else, because he has no structure for his booking. The WWE books months ahead of time, so when someone gets injured, if it's like something that you can work through, they're going to tell you to work through it unless a doctor says, no, you got to go home. With Tony Khan, I give him credit for that. If somebody gets hurt, it's like, okay, well, plans have changed. You got to go home and heal. Blank.
Yeah, I feel like it's just more constant for the AEW wrestlers that they're always getting hurt, though. Like, I feel like half the roster.
Excuse me. A lot of these guys are still green.
Yeah.
And they come from places where the styles are not the same whatsoever.
And I don't think that there's like some sort of like thing where they try to get them to try to adapt to the styles that they should be doing. And this is why it's so much of a thing for WWE, like that they're just much more safer, I think you said it you or Tito said it in the last live stream that they send some of these top indie guys or whoever to NXT so that they can adapt to the style in WWE and not be so high risk and not be so crazy.
Every single wrestler that has been hired by the WWE the last 10 years, they all go to the Performance Center. That's one of the things. Like, they've always done that. go to the Performance Center, go to the NXT, go to Ohio Valley Wrestling when they had to deal with them, go to Florida Championship Wrestling, go to Memphis Power Pro, all the developmentals. Like you could be, have been working the last 25 years on a high level, but you got to make sure, not only the what's it called, the wrestling style, but also the rings could be a different size.
Yeah.
So you got to get your timing right.
Oh yeah.
And another reason that they do that is because, whenever someone leaves a company and they join or they leave the WWE, they're usually not doing anything for like a couple weeks, couple months, and you start building rust.
Oh yeah.
Like CM Punk, if he was to show up, I'm 100% positive they will send him to the Performance Center just to, make sure that, hey, we can adapt to this again. Let's get a little bit of rust off of you, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I think that would be a very solid idea. If they have him go work with some of the young NXT guys, and get that rust out. Because he wasn't constantly wrestling like he was in 2012, 2013, and that's
Brian Pillman Jr. Brian Pillman Jr. is at the Performance Center, and he hasn't been put on TV yet. I mean, it could be that's another example. He was on AEW TV all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They could have brought him down to the Performance Center to have a tryout, to, have a look. And be like, dude, you are not ready for TV yet. I don't know why the hell they had you on TV. Like, no offense, but you are not ready.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that from a promo, because this is all subjective. What I mean is like a working standpoint.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, it's understandable. I mean, and what is suitable for AEW might not be suitable for WWE. So I definitely understand that. That's one of the reasons why they put these talents through the trenches, going through the NXT phase or era of their contract, just so that they can get those reps in, and of course be comfortable, not just with being on the mic, but all those camera angles that they do as well. They have a lot of, there's a lot of camera angles, a lot of different shots that they have to kind of
they're much stricter. Like if you do something wrong,
mm-hmm.
They'll let it go here and there. But if you do it often, or you just do something blatantly stupid, you're going to have a stern talking to, probably even yelled at.
Oh yeah.
Tony Khan will be like, "Oh, it's okay. Mistakes happen. You don't improve like that."
Oh yeah, no doubt. Let's see what the fuck. Hold on, I'm trying to fucking disable something on one of my fucking Samsung A54 phones because it's fucking messed up. But I guess any what's up?
What's wrong with it?
It's a Metro phone. You know how like sometimes that fucking MetroZone app like just pops up when you unlock the screen? I fucking need to disable it. Hold on, let me disable it. There you go. I just disabled it. So every time I like unlock the screen, the fucking MetroZone app pops up like real fucking annoying. So
it sounds like you just got that phone.
No, well, what happened was it updated to Android 13. I think it was running Android 12 or something, or there was some sort of like UI update. So it updated and it re-enabled it. But I finally disabled it again. Thank God, because that shit was annoying. But it is it's already past midnight on your side of the spectrum. So yeah, I was gonna say shit. It's already past your bedtime. Any final thoughts before I guess we let you go for the evening? Because I'm gonna have to jump in the shower also in a few minutes as well.
I mean, at this point, if anything else comes out about this, it's like, okay, like this is old already, y'all. He got fired. It's done. Move on.
Yeah, I mean, if something comes out and it's worth talking about, then me, Mills, and Tito, maybe CV Tech will jump on and talk about this.
Yeah.
Going on in the future, right? And of course, we'll still continue to cover what's going on Raw, SmackDown. If Mill wants to talk about AEW, he can, whatever. It is what it is, though. But right now we just to give a quick news brief, I guess, on what happened on Raw before you go. Jey Uso is now on Monday Night Raw. So
I heard about that.
Yeah, so Jey Uso, I guess he left the bloodline. He's on Monday Night Raw now. Apparently, they have to trade a Raw star to SmackDown in his place. So we're going to see that happen within the next couple of weeks. I wonder who the Raw talent that is going to go to SmackDown is. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be anyone like super major or anything like that. But in any case, I'm definitely
I have a
interested.
feeling it's going to be someone from the Judgment Day. Like,
That could happen, I mean,
like how they'll pretend to overact. Like, no.
well, I mean, with that JD McDonough guy, kind of lingering around, and he's basically trying to get into the Judgment Day. I wouldn't be surprised if Damian Priest ends up on SmackDown by himself. But also, again on Raw, this happened. Dominic Mysterio backstage was talking to Jey Uso, and he was inviting Jey Uso to the Judgment Day. He's like, I will talk to them. He's like, because you're basically like an outcast of your family, just like I am. And he was kind of trying to compare him, his situation and leaving, his father's side, and Jey Uso leaving the bloodline, kind of like trying to like make it seem like a similar deal. And then Jey Uso was actually just like, wow, like I was kind of freaked out. I wasn't freaked out, but I was like, wow, Dominic is actually like kind of like manning up a little bit and trying to talk to somebody backstage and get somebody to join. Imagine,
Dude, Dominic is so fucking hilarious.
Yeah, no, he's funny, man. He's a fucking funny character.
Yeah, I did see that. I follow the Twitter account WWE on Fox. Because they usually will post up the highlights. They'll start posting them before the show actually ends, which is kind of questionable because WWE used to post the highlights while Raw was going on their YouTube channel, but it was affecting ratings.
Yeah.
So they stopped.
Yeah, they would do it on Facebook also, from what I remember. I remember they had like Facebook pages, and they would post up highlights. So I was like, oh, I don't have to fucking watch Raw anymore. They're just posting like, they're posting half the matches, and then they stopped doing it. So that's understandable, you know what I mean? Because I mean, like, they don't want their main, their main bread and butter to go through. Borganta, what's going on, Borganta? He's saying hi again. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. Let's see. Let's go. Borganta says maybe AEW will pay CM Punk to avoid being dragged into court and have publicity that could sour their.
Oh, it's too late.
Yeah.
Sour their bread. Yeah, it's too late.
It's too late. Yeah. I think we already know. Like, it's been a year that their brand has been sour since the Brawl Out incident. Hey, what's up? We got Litch Rizzle and the Hizzle. How's it going, Mr. Nissan Honda boy over here? I bet you right now he's in Chicago.
But I'm not, man.
He's somewhere out there.
I'm rolling, bro, because I'm falling asleep.
All right, man. You take it easy. Thanks for joining in tonight on the Scorpion Deathlock podcast. Latrell, you came in a little late, so Mill Hustles, we'll see you later, man. I'll go. I guess I'll go ahead and close it out. But anyways, guys, thank you all for joining in. The 3 viewers that we had here. I have freaking 14,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, and I get 3 viewers, so there's that. Thank you, YouTube algorithm, for always pushing my videos. Oh, damn, Latrizzle is in the fucking Kenosha right now. Damn, he's working out. Shit. But anyways, hopefully you guys tune in on the next one. We'll see. I didn't really plan for this. I was just like, fuck it. Let me and Mill Hustles get on here and talk.
All right, man.
Okay. Oh, I thought you had to take it off.
I got nothing, brother.
All right, man. We'll see you later, buddy. Thanks again for joining in tonight.
All right, man.
All right, get some good sleep. We'll see you. Let's see. Latrell Jennings saying, talking to this bad little female. Oh, okay. Well, I hope you have fun at the gym, man. Talking to your little bad female. Get do your thing, dog. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get off myself, buddy. So thanks for joining in. Don't forget to remind me about the YouTube Premium stuff, if you know what I mean, on the 21st. But anyways, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get off. I think we're live for about an hour already, so don't forget, smash that like button. Borganta says, hey, what's up, Borganta? The trail, have a good workout, man. Be safe out there and get home